What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Listen, if I look out of it, baby, first of all, I just don't understand how come people knew about the eclipse in advance. Why are you waiting until the day of the freaking eclipse to call around and see if the peoples have glasses? Especially if you live in an area where you know that they're giving out free glasses. We have been getting calls nonstop. My telephone at this job has not rang so much ever. And I mean back to back, back to back, back to back. We are 3 hours in and nonstop. I am so over it. Plus I have a migraine. So baby, if I forget some stuff and if it feel like I got like a little attitude or whatever, that's just what it is. I'm a little frustrated and I didn't want to wait to get this video out because honestly, it really wasn't much. And I just don't care about Real Housewives of Potomac at this moment. I am over it because at this moment, it is nothing but BS and they are rehashing a lot of the things that has already been talked about in previous seasons and in previous reunions, okay? I just don't understand where we're going and why is it that they're dragging this out and we have 3 freaking parts, all right? That's why I didn't do it last night, no shade. So I appreciate everybody that bear with me and understand where I'm coming from because usually y'all know I really give y'all my all, but at this point in time, if you cannot tell, I am exhausted with this show. I am exhausted and I just want to finish it out, okay? Because I literally had thoughts about just saying F it and not doing it at all, but I didn't want to do that to y'all. But let's just talk about it. And if I forget some stuff, we're not going scene by scene, word by word, whatever. We're just going by what I remember and what stood out. This whole situation with Mia. Let's just talk about it. I hated the way that they left it on a cliffhanger between Mia and Gordon, because it kind of felt like that's what they was leading to. We was going to get to whatever it was that he wanted to tell us or whatever, saying that the cast didn't know, that we didn't know, the friends and then you got Mia sitting there crying or whatever. So it goes off on that. My thing is, it started talking about where it left off last week about the whole thing of Jeremiah might not be Gordon's son. He could be Ink's son. But then you hear all the other cast members saying, I don't understand why he feels that way when the boy looks just like Gordon, okay? He looks just like Gordon, right? And I have to give it, because, Mia was cheating and all that stuff. It is what it is. And not saying that that's a good thing. It's not. Not saying that that should be applauded. It's not. Mia is such a liar. That's all I got out of this. Mia is a liar because this whole thing, first of all, shout out to Karen for saying, can we just move on from this subject? And, I find it ironic. Did they want to move on from the subject when they brought it up when Monique and the paternity of her child was being in question? Because the child can, come back and watch this and see this and hear this when they get older about the paternity of their father and all this stuff. I mean, that's something to think about. But all in all, I still appreciate Karen for, saying, let's move on because we don't need to continue to talk about this like that, okay? But then, Mia talking about how Gordon basically was broke when she got with him. Mia want to keep on with this lie. Mia said, in that year that she got with Gordon, baby, she had 3 grandparents that died. I said, for real? And she came into some money. I said, a lot of her history from when she first came onto this show, it just don't back it up, okay? You went from being in a foster care system, where you went to being with your mom, then you go to the foster care system, then you're living with this person, all this stuff or whatever. Now you have 3 grandparents that died and you came into some money. And the money was enough so that you're making more money or you're worth more than Gordon, okay? Now, what I do understand is it is a possibility that Gordon could have been living above his means, and then you get with somebody else who basically make it so that you have to live above your means because you're trying to keep her. That's basically what was going on with Gordon. And then she's trying to put it on him as if, she's not the reason why, too. She didn't partake in this, talk about some, and then the big luxury wedding that we had and he couldn't afford it and all this stuff. What? That's y'all marriage that y'all had. Okay? But okay. We get past that. Girl, if anything else happened in that instant, the whole thing about Candace and Wendy, not calling and checking up on Mia, because Mia said everybody checked up on her, contacted her when she found out that she was getting a divorce. Okay. Here's my thing. And y'all, if I feel like, if it sounds like I'm a little winded, girl, I walked up all them steps. Girl, I'm trying to get my steps in, baby girl. I am trying to get this weight off of me, bitch. And I am trying to, okay, fuck the elevators, girl. We are taking stairs all the time now. And so listen. All right, so listen. But anyway, so we doing that. And basically, Wendy and Candace basically was like, listen, I don't want to be involved in that. I do like Mia, but, it was just a lot of stuff that was going on. And Gordon out here, spreading this. And I don't know what he was saying to this person and that person and all this stuff. And I just didn't feel comfortable. Wendy was saying something along that fact, too. And I'm just like, it don't make sense. It was a bunch of bullshit. Mind you, I'm here for Wendy for the most part. I'm okay with Candace for the most part. I do like Mia for the most part. But in this instant, I'm just saying, Wendy want to bring up the fact that, at one point you did throw a drink on me and all this stuff, whatever, And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Then say that instead of just going around the corner and all that stuff saying, bitch, we weren't cool. I didn't consider us cool. And people want to say, oh, well, y'all showed each other y'all vaginas and all that stuff. Baby, that's what they do when they drunk. And then they go right back to not being cool. This is what happens on the Real Housewives, okay? So I'm just like, girl, I would have appreciated it or respected the response better, because I'm of the stance that if we are not cool and we have not established that we are in a better place, do not expect me to reach out to you when you have something going on, because actually we're not. Because at that moment, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's none of my concern. And I don't expect you to reach out when we're not on talking terms or we're not friends or anything like that. That'd be dumb and selfish of me. Because why would I expect that of you? And I know damn well I'm not going to do it to you. Okay? And so I would have just appreciated if they would have just been like, girl, I don't fuck with you like that. At the time, I didn't fuck with you like that, and it just is what it is. And I didn't feel like I needed to reach out, and I didn't know that you wanted me to, because I would have thought that you didn't, and that's just what it is. I would have respected it more. I would have respected the honest truth, and that's just what it is. We get on who we need to move to next. We get on, not Karen, Gizelle. I hate Gizelle. Gizelle has made me truly, truly dislike her. The attitude that she's put on display, people was trying to say, well, I don't understand why y'all upset at the way that she responded to Candace or whatever. This is the reunion. This is how you get your stuff out or whatever. And I mean, like, yeah, that is true. But at the same time, you waited until the reunion to want to buck up, okay, instead of bucking up throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? Instead of both of y'all being, confessional gangsters and all that stuff. Because that's basically what was going on. My thing is, Wendy, I'm going to have to get on you for a second. Because when it comes to Gizelle and the excuse that you gave as to not caring about the fact that her father was in the hospital or whatever, and you said that Gizelle was talking about your mother when she was in the hospital, the way that you did say it, it did come off as if you were saying that you had told her about or told the group that your mother was in the hospital, and Gizelle said, fuck it. And from what we saw, that didn't happen. The only people that we knew that you told was, I think, Mia and Karen and Candace. All right? But at the end of the day, just simply say, girl, I don't fuck with you and I don't care. I would have been fine with that, because that's the truth. Why would you want me to care when you don't give a damn about me? All right? That's just all it is. I just want people to live in their truth and be honest, okay? You don't give a fuck about her, therefore you don't give a fuck about most of the people in her family, okay? And it is what it is. People can be like, oh, you can at least have empathy, somebody in the hospital. Girl, I don't give a damn. I'm sorry, this probably will turn some people off, but I'm just that type of person. If we are not good, you don't care about me at all. Gizelle would have did the same thing. And I want people to understand that Gizelle would have had the same fucking reaction, okay? But, it's unfortunate her father died. But I wouldn't have made it a big deal. The whole thing about, Candace and Gizelle, well, Candace and Wendy, saying stuff, or not saying stuff, but making the facial expressions or whatever when they was talking about Grace. We already know. The ones that know and who get it know that they were not making faces at Grace. They was making faces at Gizelle, okay? Not the situation of Grace, but Gizelle, okay? And that's just what it was, all right? Wendy said, and what they didn't show was the fact that I did congratulate her daughter on getting into college. And of course, they didn't get that on film. So because they didn't get it on film, it didn't happen. Even though other people were backing it up, so there's that. And the whole thing of, Grace is doing good in school, whatever. That's fine. But I did appreciate Candace saying that, you weaponize your kids. And you do. You try to say that you don't, but you do. Unfortunately, her father passed. She did have Karen there for her. That's cool. The people that she needed in her corner were in her corner, okay? And that's just basically all to it. Meanwhile, we get into this whole situation with Robin and Candace again. Girl, the friendship is over with. Who gives a fuck? I'm so tired of the rehashing of, you sent this out, you said this, you said that, and I felt some type of way because you up here implying that we're colorists and all this, and, talking about colorism and stuff makes me uncomfortable. Candace said, bitch, I grew up in a household where we talked about everything, so talking about colorism don't make me uncomfortable, and race and all that stuff. And if it makes you uncomfortable, maybe that's because you probably putting stuff on display, okay? Let's just understand that. Y'all know Gizelle daddy was a colorist too. I'm just saying, because they done came up with some stuff. They done found articles or whatever and everything, so the apple don't fall too far from the tree, but still, may he rest in peace because he really ain't got nothing to do with this. They talk about, because Gizelle want to put out there, I married a black man, I went to a HBCU, I did this and I pledged that or whatever. Even Wendy said she asked, was Grace gonna pledge, aka, but here's the thing. I want everybody to understand this. It's 2024 and people still don't know the difference between racism and colorism. People don't really know till this day the difference between being a colorist and how that can be possible, and yet you are dating somebody that's dark skinned, or you have kids that are darker skinned than you. That's the same way as somebody marrying a white person, marrying a black person, or a minority, and still being racist towards that group of minorities. That just was the one person that lucked out that you fell in love with, but you still can't stand the rest of them. That's an exception to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. When you're a colorist, colorism happens amongst the people within a certain community, meaning blacks within blacks, Asians with Asians, and it's all about having lighter skin versus darker skin, okay? You can get married to somebody who is a darker skinned person and still have colorism ideologies, whether consciously or subconsciously, whether directly or indirectly, whether overtly or subtle. You know what I'm saying? You can have darker skinned kids and still be colorists. I need y'all to do your research. And I need Gizelle to do her research too about that. All right? It happens so much. It happens so much. And to make it seem like this is something new, you don't talk about this thing, the topic of race, the topic of colorism has been going on since season 1. It's just been brought up and been very, very loud in the last couple of seasons. That's just it, okay? And it is what it is. Girl, don't nobody give a care about her and Jason. They're not fucking around. That's just what it is. She can say what you want, but they was never fucking around if you ask me. Who else was going on here? Candace, I'm gonna need you to stop crying for people that ain't gonna cry for you, because the way that she started crying when Gizelle was talking about her daddy passing away, and they asked her why was she crying, and because she felt sorry for her, she felt bad for her, she felt bad for the situation, and Gizelle was still looking like, bitch, why the fuck you crying? I don't need you to feel bad for me, you know. And I'm just over it, you know. In the whole situation with Candace and Robin, we already know it's over, it's done with. You know, you were everything that people accuse you of. That's just what it was, okay? You strategically left out the issues that you was having with Juan, and you revealed it after the reunion. Then y'all tried to compare and contrast Mia's situation with Robin's situation. Mia said, bitch, on the show, I said we was about to get a divorce. I was transparent with myself that we was having issues, okay? So there's that. So I said, it's really no comparison. I said, y'all really are reaching with that. When Gizelle said, because Candace said, I feel like the girls didn't really have her back. You know, Robin said, Gizelle and me was in your corner in season 5 or whatever. They was going up against Gizelle. What's that girl name? Monique and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, you were doing it for a reason because you were trying to get Monique out. And here go Gizelle sarcastically saying, oh, I strategically was being your friend, or I was strategic. You were. It's not really sarcasm when it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Her being a preacher's wife, girl, I can never see it. She said she really thought that she was going to be with Jamal forever. Okay. She said the person that she is now is really who she really was, you know. I said, girl, Jamal did a number on her. And that's basically what it is. That man did a number on her. Okay. Child, my dumb ass went outside to go get my food, and my coworker came out there trying to look at the sun and all that stuff, the eclipse that's happening. It's in the midst of happening. We ain't at the peak yet. I said, girl, you can see it through the thing? Because these ain't the real glasses that we used to. It's this. Let me show you. They gave us these, right? And so I was like, girl, how you do it? So she was like, yeah, go ahead and look through it. She showed me. I'm looking through it. Do you know my dumb ass actually looked up at that bitch with my bare eyes? Now I'm seeing black spots. Girl, I hate myself sometimes, okay? Anyway, so back to the last thing that I truly want to talk about. This whole situation when the husbands come out there, I don't even understand why Nneka was there for these first 2 parts. She was just there to be there, okay? And her husband was like, you know, you got something to say? Just go ahead and say what you got to say. Somebody want to interrupt, you know, you better let them know. Let me finish talking. And because I interrupt if I had to. I step in if I had to. She said, girl, you ain't got to do that. Or baby, you ain't got to do that. Okay? You ain't got to do that. All right? Because I can handle myself. But here's the thing. Chris comes out there. Everybody comes out there, the husbands and all that stuff. The part that really people been talking about in the clip that's been going around. First of all, let me pause. The whole situation about colorism and all of that, Wendy did get them together, especially Karen talking about something. We can talk about colorism. I feel like this is the group of ladies that can talk about colorism, or the franchise that can talk about colorism. Actually, no. And Wendy said, you have to be equipped and have the range to talk about it, and none of y'all do, okay? Moving on from that. So when they get out there, they're talking about how, you know, Chris has barely been on the show. Is that intentional? And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be around people that don't want me around. And it's the whole thing about, you know, the ladies making up stuff about him and the way that it's been affecting him. And you could just tell that he's over it. And honestly, I feel like at this point, given how Chris was acting and the response that he was giving, it's not just Candace that came to the decision that she wasn't gonna, you know, be back on the show. I really do feel like what influenced her decision was Chris. And he's just really over it. And I'm not upset at them. Okay, I'm not upset with them. I feel like she did this to try to save her marriage because the marriage is probably fractured. You can't tell me that it's not. With all this mess that's been going on, especially with the accusations and everything that's trying to put it, making them targets or Chris or whatever, you know, whether it is true or not, it's affecting them, okay? And I really do feel like they probably felt like, mostly Chris probably felt like, if she was to stay on this show at least another season or 2, they'll probably be divorced. They'll probably be heading to divorce. But they bring up this whole thing about the girl that accused him of having an affair with her getting her pregnant, making her get rid of it, and then she coming out weeks later saying that it was a lie and all of that stuff, and then, allegedly saying that it wasn't a lie and all of this or whatever. Here's the thing. I'm gonna need Robin to shut the fuck up. Robin had no right, no grounds, no standing to be sitting there on that fucking stage and questioning this man down like we were in an interrogation, okay? Questioning him down about whether or not it was real, was it Photoshop? So you saying that this is this and this is that. Why would you take the credit? Why would you take the words of somebody who put something out, take it back, put something out, take it back, put something out, take it back? That means that your credibility is already in jeopardy of being not credible, because you can't pick a side which one you're gonna go. It happened or didn't happen. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and be oblivious, girl, oblivious. It don't sound right. Y'all know exactly what I'm saying. I know somebody's gonna be like, you up here trying to read the girls, but bitch, you can't even talk. Don't worry about it. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be dumb to the fact that Chris could possibly have been entertaining some people. Okay? We're not gonna be dumb about that, but at the same time, Robin, who the fuck are you to sit there and to interrogate this man about what he's doing when you can't even interrogate your own husband? Because why? He's not even there. All of these men have been through some shit on this stage for the most part, and they still showed up. Even Gordon said he showed up to support his now soon-to-be ex-wife. Regardless, he still showed up because of that. Juan should have showed up. You got the nerve to sit here and to ask this man all these questions, but yet your husband left you high and dry to fiend for yourself, to defend yourself because of the shit that he did, and got you on the stage looking stupid. And at the end of the day, you're willingly putting it up with it, and you're willingly being stupid. But yeah, you want to question this man. Girl, if you don't get the hell up out of here, this whole Chris, you could say he could possibly be lying. That's a possibility too. But his attitude was just, I really don't give a fuck. Okay, it is what it is. You want to say it happened, it happened. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. If it did, it is. It did, it didn't, it did, it didn't. I would have had the same attitude. Because again, who are you? Who are you to ask me these questions? I haven't been talking about this whole situation for a long time, and therefore you don't need to ask me anything. So that's basically all that I got out of the reunion. If I missed some stuff that was important, y'all can discuss it in the comments. Again, I apologize. I do got a migraine, so it is what it is, and I've been so frustrated. Girl. I mean, can y'all imagine the phone ringing nonstop? I work at a library, and they was giving out the eclipse glasses for free for the past 2.5 weeks. How come y'all couldn't just come up here and get them? Then why do y'all wait until the fucking day of, when everybody and their mama probably... Let me get up off of here, y'all. I will see you guys later. Peace.